Bonjour Aniwit, it's Mr. Cullerton here again, and I'm here for the second lesson on our fairly new topic, le sport et les jeux. Number 2. So that should say à la maison instead of en classe, because we're still working at home for now, and today's objectives are to look over some opinions and names of sports from last time, and saying why we like or don't like a sport. It's all very well saying what you're into and what you can't stand, but you've got to justify things. This takes you into the higher levels, and that's why we're here, getting the highest level that we possibly can. Now, before you begin, if you follow this link, you will get taken to the Moodle page, where there's an activity, it's a word search, it's fairly basic, that for you to find the sports from last lesson. Okay, there's 19 of them for you to find, and it's just a very quick memory jogger just to get us into French mode. Once you've done that, I'm going to ask you to download the feuille de travail, or the worksheet, which is underneath this lesson video. This is a worksheet that will help us develop our range of opinions and our ability to give answers and reasons for that. So, the first box you will see is les opinions personnelles, personal opinions. Now, I've starred the ones which you are already familiar with. J'adore, j'aime, je n'aime pas, and je déteste. We have dealt with these quite a lot in school, right, or online. So I'm hoping you should know those. Also, there's a smiley face clue there which might help. Now the others are still opinions, they're perfectly reasonable to use, and they add a little bit more range to your writing or to your speaking. At this point, I recommend that you pause the video and write in what you think these mean. The next time you hear my voice when you press play again will be the answers. Okay? So you write in English what you think these mean. Okay, so j'adore, I love. This is your strongest feeling. J'aime beaucoup, silent P. I like a lot. We should remember that j'aime is I like, and then j'aime assez, I quite like. So these are all positive opinions. What we want to avoid is just you saying j'aime, 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 j'aime all the time. Therefore, we've got some intensifiers like beaucoup and assez to make you sound a bit better. Ça va, it's okay. You haven't really got any strong feelings either way, hence the weird straight smile. Ça va, it's okay. You might remember je n'aime pas, I don't like. If j'aime is I like, je n'aime pas, I don't like. It's a negative, we like this. Going down the smiley face scale, je n'aime pas du tout. Now it's obviously to do with I don't like, this is the issue, isn't it? Du tout. I don't like at all. No chance. I don't like it at all. And then finally, je déteste, I hate, which you probably already remember. So now you've got a few more phrases that you can use to make your writing or your speaking a little bit more interesting. Okay? Fill that in on your worksheet. After that, you've got these positive and negative opinions. Alright? So, remember, they're positive and negative. You have got on your worksheet some of the sentence starters. You might have, one or two little letters of the word, and you've got to think to yourself, right? What is a 4-letter word that's a positive opinion on something that begins with E? Have a think about that. Why might you like a sport? Because it's... And go from there. Now again, similarly, I'm going to ask you to pause the tape, because the next time you hear my voice, I'm going through the answers. Alright? So, our range of positive answers starts with facile, easy. Formidable. 8-letter word beginning with T. Terrific. Génial. Great. Fantastique is what it looks like. Fantastic. We like this one because it's exactly the same. Cool. Sans sas. Superb or awesome. Passionnant. People get this mixed up with passionate. It's not that, it's exciting. And finally, hopefully you've got intéressant, interesting. Okay, so those are your positive opinions. On to your negatives now. You've got nul. Rubbish. Don't like something because it's rubbish. Casse-pied. This is quite old-fashioned way of saying it's a pain in the neck. No one really speaks like this, to be honest, but it's an idiom, it gets you high marks. That's why we like it. Casse-pied. Difficile, difficult. Barbant, boring. You might be sitting there thinking, but sir, I thought boring was ennuyeux. You would be right. So how do you know which one to use? It's whichever one you prefer. Sometimes you get two different words meaning the same thing. So the more you know of those, the better. You don't like something because it's mauvais, bad. Affreux, awful, and pénible, dull. You are now in a position where you've got a range of sports, you've got a range of opinion phrases, and you've got reasons for that as well. So you're now in a great position to start putting sentences together. Hence why we do this task. So on your worksheet you have got a grid where it says sport or jeu, sport or game, and the opinion. Now then, I am going to read this out, okay? So it might be slightly easier than listening to a French tape, but it's all French at the end of the day. I'm going to read a statement. You need to put, in English, the sport or game that's mentioned, and the opinion, in English. Okay, that's what it says there, en anglais. So listen to me and write down the sport or the game, or the opinion, and the opinion afterwards. Now the opinions are going to be some of these. Okay? Right, so number one. Now I'm going to say all of these twice. See how you go. Number one. Number one says, j'aime le foot because c'est facile. J'aime le foot parce que c'est facile. Now, of course, you have the option to rewind this as often as you like. J'aime le foot parce que c'est facile. Number two. Je déteste le ping-pong parce que c'est affreux. Je déteste le ping-pong parce que c'est affreux. Number three. J'adore le rugby parce que c'est fantastique. J'adore le rugby parce que c'est fantastique. Number four for us. Je n'aime pas le golf parce que c'est nul. Je n'aime pas le golf parce que c'est nul. Number five. J'adore le hockey sur glace parce que c'est sans sas. J'adore le hockey sur glace parce que c'est sans sas. Number six. J'aime la natation parce que c'est cool. J'aime la natation parce que c'est cool. 7. Je n'aime pas du tout l'équitation parce que c'est difficile. Je n'aime pas du tout l'équitation parce que c'est difficile. Number 8. J'aime le tennis parce que c'est génial. J'aime le tennis parce que c'est génial. Number 9. J'aime assez l'escalade parce que c'est intéressant. J'aime assez l'escalade parce que c'est intéressant. And finally, number 10. J'adore la gymnastique parce que c'est sans sas. J'adore la gymnastique parce que c'est sans sas. Okay, so that completes the listening exercise. Remember, you do have the option now to scroll back, rewind a little bit if you missed any. Remember, just the sport or the game and the opinion from that page. This will be out of 20. Okay, so your final task for today is a translation exercise. When you reach year 10 and year 11, there will be an element of translation in your French exam. And all we want you to do is write down the French, because write down the English, because the French is already on your worksheet. So you can use your book or anything that you've been working on, and try your best to remember the stuff that's on the literacy wall in mine and Mrs. Hillier's room, because they will help you out. Now I've given some hints for here, and remember that parce que means because, c'est meaning it is. Again, at this point, I recommend that you pause the tape, because the next thing you hear will be me giving the answers. So, here we go. J'aime la gymnastique parce que c'est sans sas will give you I like gymnastics because it's awesome. J'adore le ping-pong parce que je crois que c'est passionnant. Now I've told you here that je crois means I believe. Giving you I love table tennis because I believe that it's exciting. Je déteste le golf parce que c'est vraiment pas bon. I hate golf because it's really boring. Je n'aime pas l'équitation parce que je pense que c'est assez pénible. I don't like horse riding, l'équitation, because I think it's quite dull. And finally, the last one. You've done really well if you've got this, because it takes into account a verb, it takes into account a day of the week as well. Je joue au foot le mardi would give you, well done if you got this, I play football on Tuesday. That was a random one thrown in to see if anybody could get it. If you did, fantastic, well done. Make any corrections that you need to, and can you please make sure that you save your work first, then upload it via the Add Submission button, and your teacher will have a quick look over this and give you any feedback that is necessary. Merci beaucoup, année 8. Thank you very much, year 8. Au revoir.